Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. An exciting day for me as we are going to do our head-to-head comparison of batch 5. I think this is batch 5. Batch 5 and batch 6 of the Remus Repeal. So I'm sure there have been plenty of other videos out there that have done this exact same thing. But for me, this is pretty exciting as it took quite a while to be able to purchase both of these. And the prices that I paid for them I think are fairly reasonable. So $101 for the new 2022 release batch 6 Remus Repeal and the and $119.95. We'll call it $120 for the batch 5, which is pretty hard to get your hands on and find as most places are sold out because of all the raving reviews that this got last year. So if you can find it for somewhere in that ballpark, for somewhere in the $120 range or less, pick one up for certain. If it's anything more than that, don't waste your money on it. Even though they're extremely good, they are not so good and mind blowing that they are worth $300 plus, which I've seen them for. So don't go going all crazy on that stuff. Not worth it. But both of them are 100 proof. The juice in the batch 5 is a fair bit older, as I talked about before. The oldest stuff in here is 2005, so what is that, 15, 16-year-old bourbon. When it comes to the batch 5, the batch 6, the oldest stuff in here is 2008, is 212, that 14 years? 14 years, okay? But there's only 2% of the 14-year-old in this one, and in this one there's 9% of the 16-year-old. So, and then from this it significantly jumps up because it goes straight to 2012 after that. So, you probably can't see it on the camera, but the 2005, the 2021 batch 5 is actually 30 or 40% darker in color than the batch 6. So we can attribute that to the age there. What else do we need to know about this? I don't know. Who cares? Let's drink. So in this hand, we have the batch 5. In this hand, we have the batch 6. Getting fruitiness, red fruit, heavy apple on the back end, or ripe, crisp apple. A little bit of oak. Batch 6. Very sweet caramel forward. Brown sugar. A little bit of oak. Some graham cracker in the nose. So keep in mind, this is coming directly off the heels of I did this video, then right after that did this video, and now I'm doing the video that you're currently watching following batch 6. So these are just shot one right after the other. So not only do I have a little bit of whiskey in me at this point, but what I've previously drank is all impacting this. And before I did any of these videos, I did the Henry McKenna bottled in bond. So all that's impacting this, but did a little rinse of the glass, did a little rinse of the mouth. So batch 5, more fruit. Batch 6, more caramel, graham cracker, honey graham cracker. A little bit, maybe more oak on batch 6 in the nose than batch 5. Batch 5, we're getting more of that fruit, jammy quality with a little bit of oak in there. Like, this might be a note that a lot of people aren't familiar with, but if you've ever cut fresh red oak down, it has a slight sourness but oakiness to it. I'm getting a little hint of that way in the back of this nose on batch 5. I kind of like it just for nostalgic purposes. So on the taste, batch 5. Uh-oh. Head to head, coming off the heels of this 6. Lost a fair bit of the fruitiness in the flavor profile on batch 5. It's now pushed more similarly into this batch 6, where it's sweet, caramel, brown sugar, a hefty graham cracker kind of in the beginning of that finish, and then it pushes into a pretty nice oak in there. And before that graham cracker, there was just a quick little flash of ripe apple. But in the nose, it actually went almost cherry there for a second. Okay. Batch 6. Brown sugar, caramel, and graham cracker on the nose. A little bit of honey in there. Flavor profile was a little thin up front. Pushed into a heavy honey, a middle caramel, a dry graham cracker, a little bit more ethanol on the back of the throat, and a fair bit more oak and a little bit of a tannic, just the slightest tannic bitterness mixed with some of that black pepper spice that you're familiar with on a bourbon. Now, it's very interesting to me because I'm literally, within the last 20 minutes have drank both of these whiskeys. They both presented very differently than what I'm getting out of them right now. But the funny part is I still really enjoy both of them, even though they're completely different, which makes me think, man, I really want to sit with a full pour of this over about a half hour of each of these and just let them open up, let them change and do all the things they're going to do. Noteworthy on batch 5, just stuck my nose in it before I started talking, and I mean, just like boom, right in your face, strawberry as strawberry could get. Again, right there, very strong strawberry. Red fruit, you might convince me that it goes strawberry and then into this really ripe, dark raspberry note. And I say dark, but it's kind of interesting. So we have fall gold raspberries here at my house. Planted them last year, and this year they started fruiting great. I don't know. We got a couple, maybe 100 raspberries out of it. Let my son eat most of them as they're starting to sprawl out and fruit more and more and more. And so they're a yellow, golden colored raspberry. And to me, they have a much denser, sweeter raspberry flavor than either your store bought raspberries or even the raspberries that you can find out in the woods. And that's what it's reminding me of, just the density of that raspberry flavor, but in the nose. Batch 6, man. Caramel, a little bit of oak, graham cracker. It's really not changing much. And now, batch 5, we're getting into fruit, apple, caramel. Go back in for 5 on the flavor. Okay, it's mellowed out. A little bit of that ethanol's tamped down. It was really sweet, sugary sweet up front. Moved into a nice caramel. And then that fruit picked up in the middle. Now it's finishing with a really strong graham cracker, a little bit of peanut dust, and a little bit of tannin on the back end. Really big fan of this right now. Batch 6 is just, gosh, the nose has not changed at all on the nose. It's caramel, honey, graham cracker, a little bit of a little bit of peanut, and a little bit of oak. On the taste, that was probably the most shot for shot, nose to flavor um, equilibrium that I've had. Um, the I say that, and now the finish as it keeps going and going and going is actually turning to red fruit. But on the start, it was all sweet up front, honey, caramel, then a really hefty graham cracker. I would say in batch 6, that graham cracker is the through note. Then it moved into a little bit of peanut and a little bit of oak. But right after that, as this long finish is unraveling, I got a little bit of a fruit note in there, a little bit of red fruit, but mostly an apple. Um, and a really nice tannin and some peanut dust and some grain dust, kind of showing up here in the long tail end of that finish. Golly, that's nice. I don't know. Final conclusion. Both are excellent. Both are worthy of drinking. Both have very different flavor experiences, and so you need to just go and pick up a bottle of each if you can find them. Good luck hunting them. 6 will probably be the most readily available. Don't pay through the nose, but if you ever do see one, pick one up. They're both great in their own respects. They are not the same thing at all. But I have no faults with either of them, and I will proudly and happily enjoy both of them for hopefully at least the next year as I get into these. And I'm going to be excited to see what they do, because just in the couple of minutes that they've been sitting here, batch 5 is fruit, batch 6 is graham cracker and caramel and sweet and brown sugar and molasses and all. Scratch the molasses, not molasses, but brown sugar. That's what these are. Yeah, I am torn. I won't pick a winner out of this. I like them both equally because they both hit on things that I really like the fruit in this, and the sweetness of the fruit. And I really like the sweet notes coming out of the batch 6 as well. So they're different monsters, but both worth hunting down and checking out. So there you go. $120, $101. Let me know what you think. I have nothing else to really say about them, but enjoy them greatly. Drop in the comments down below what you can find them for, and if you've had an experience with one or the other or both, I'd be curious to hear what you have to say about them. I know a lot of people were saying that batch 6 was not as good as batch 5 in their opinion. I think I'm going to disagree, just because it depends on what you're looking for out of your bourbon. If I really, really enjoy this. This is hitting and ticking a lot of the boxes that I want out of, excuse me, out of a whiskey. So I'm actually going to, golly, if I had to pick one, like if you said this one or this one tonight, if I could say both, I would. But if not, and here's how I would drink them too. I would drink 5 first and then 6 because I want all the fruit and sweetness out of this first, and then the oakiness that's in here and the sweet caramel and brown sugar out of this to finish up. I think if you drank this first and then batch 5, you would lose the softness of the fruit in here a fair bit. So if I had one to choose, it would be batch 6, I think. So there's my final review and my head-to-head. I'd like to do a blind. I think I will have my wife at some point pour me the 5 and 6, and we'll throw the 2 into the mix as well. So we'll have 3 glasses up here. I'll do it blind. I'll rank which one I like the best, and we'll see which one comes out on top. So there you go. Drop in the comments down below what you think, what prices are in your area. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on BitChute and Rumble. I guess technically on Minds too, but I don't really do a whole lot with Minds because I don't seem to get any interaction there. On YouTube, still checking in for the time being, but trying to shift everything over and get off of YouTube as much as possible. So thanks for watching. You guys have yourselves a great day. I do greatly appreciate it. Sorry if this droned down a little bit, but let me know what you think of these videos. I was going to finish up with some of these other whiskeys here, but we'll save it for another day. So maybe tomorrow we'll make a video. We'll make videos for the Torabeg Alt Galena, so the second distillery on the Isle of Skye. Talisker 10 will be the other one, and Talisker being the first distillery on the Isle of Skye. And then we'll finish up with this Kavalan, which is a Taiwanese whiskey single malt And that'll do her for what I currently have in my collection. So you guys have yourselves a great day. We'll catch you in the next video, and thanks for watching.